Hi, so today we'll be going over the visa application process for Yonsei University or just studying abroad with UCEAP specifically. I'll be going over the process for me and my personal experience with the visa application process, and then we'll be delving into some of the things that may be required for your visa application and whatnot. So let's get started. The reason why I'm saying this is that what you think may be last minute, and this is for all the procrastinators out there, last minute sometimes means like to the last minute. Well, last minute does not mean last minute anymore. So when it comes to the visa application process, last minute means like 3 to 4 weeks in advance. So you need to make sure to have your application process done as soon as you can so that you're not waiting for any delays. And then if an accident comes up or something happens, like at least you have some kind of backup plan. This is just because of some of the stories I heard when like some students submitted it very last minute and they were waiting until the very last minute to get their visa. So please do not wait until the last minute. Try to get it done as soon as possible. For consulates, the consulates in California are different depending on the location. So I'll mainly be talking about the San Francisco and LA consulate. I'm sorry for all the out-of-staters, but you'll need to navigate this on your own. So for the San Francisco consulate, some things you want to note is that for San Francisco, during my year specifically, I don't know if it's because of COVID or regulations or not, they will only have appointment slots open on the 1st and the 15th of each month. So you will only be able to register for like spots, or like spots will open up only on those days. And once those days are taken up, you'll have to wait until the 15th or the 1st again to get those spots refilled for the next set of slots. So this was really tricky because I didn't see any appointments until mid-July, which was like, so definitely make sure to do this as soon as possible. LA Consulate is a little bit iffy because there are some times when they do accept walk-ins, but there's also other times when they say, no, we cannot do walk-ins. So you want to double check with the consulate to make sure that they are accepting walk-ins at this time. And you want to contact them either through email or through phone calling. So make sure to do that. You also may want to ask friends and peers to see what their plan is, like if they're planning to walk in or planning to do an appointment. My general rule is that you should always just have an appointment booked first. And then in the case that they do accept walk-ins, you can walk in earlier and just say that you have an appointment booked, but also I'm not sure if that will work. So just be very cautious. I would say prioritize appointments first, and then if you really can't, try to do a walk-in. This is something to note, and you want to double check with the consulate first. For me specifically, I emailed the San Francisco consulate to see if it's possible to drop off my documents, and luckily they were able to say that yes, I was able to drop off the documents to the security guard, but this may not apply for every year, so you need to double check with the consulate because depending on if it's busy season or not, they may not allow drop-offs, so you want to double check for sure. Because I was able to drop it off, there were some things that just made it easier, and dropping it off made it easier for me because I didn't have to worry about mailing it in and having a tracking number. And at the same time, like I also knew my documents would arrive safely to the consulate. So it was, for me, driving to the consulate was really much easier for me, and also it made me feel more secure about the way they were handling my documents. After I dropped off my documents, I waited 2 weeks for the documents to be processed, and then after 2 weeks, they called me, and then we did a really short interview about if I knew what the process was for entering Korea. Did I know that I had to get PCR tested? And I said yes, 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 and then they were able to tell me when to pick up my documents, and then from there, I was able to drive back to the consulate to pick up my documents. In the case that you do not want to get your documents dropped off or is just way too far, you can also mail in your documents. So mailing in your documents, there is a separate like rule and procedure for mailing in documents. For us specifically for this year, they allow mail-in, but double check with your year to make sure that they allow mailing in documents. So for us, it's important that you have your tracking number on your mailing in visa application, because you want to be able to track where your documents are going to make sure they're not lost or are on their way to the consulate. So make sure to put tracking onto your mail-in package. When you're doing your visa application, you can also check on visa.go.kr to check your application status and see what they're doing and how long it will take to process. So make sure to check out that website to see the application status of your visa. And that is basically it. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. I try to sum this up as quickly and concisely as possible, but if you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comments below. And yeah, I'll see you all soon, and I'll talk to you about the following steps for the application process.